Well, isn't that thing annoying? It's like so annoying. Sorry about it. I apologize even to myself about that one because it's just really rattling. Ding, dong. Especially if you have a big old surround sound system, probably knock your head around a little bit. Ding. So we're talking about um clerk clerk who um didn't is a marriage certificate. Cookie clerk sued for not issuing marriage license, and I just seen what her name was, and now I forget. Jailed Kentucky clerk Kim Davis keeps stance against gay marriage. Okay, so now all I want to know here, why the arrest? How come they didn't, or how come they couldn't fire this person for not complying with the federal law? So, um, the charges they charge her for, um, uh, what is the charge? It's for not going along with federal law. There's some kind of charge like that. So, and we looked up the law, and we know for a fact that that still up to this point, religious views and perspectives are still protected underneath the law, under the law. So I'm just wondering how come this lady is protected to a point where she can't be fired, but yet the federal government was able to come in and arrest her. And I honestly believe now that the federal government is guilty um, for basically having double standards for doing the same exact thing to her. So they're guilty more or less of actually persecuting this lady, like they're acting like people are persecuting gay people if they don't agree with what they're doing and what they're saying. So um, obviously, it was one place in America that a person, an individual, decided to stick to their value system, which I would go to jail too. I mean, if that's the decision that I made at the time. I don't know that I would want to be. I'm not a clerk to hand out marriage licenses as it is, and that was not a suitable type of thing for me that I wanted to pursue in life. I did not want to become a clerk, so a court clerk. So I just want to know how come they can throw her in jail and not arrest the lady before all this happened. Why they had to arrest her? It's part of the show. So the divided states of America continues. That's exactly what this is, and it's all issues winding down to, I believe, another 9/11. So Dick Cheney brought that up, and I believe I've mentioned that in some of these videos that I made here, at least one other time a while back. Now, I mentioned that also, that I said that I believe that they're leading up to a Republican getting into office so that another catastrophe can happen like 9/11, and then they're going to try and blame it on the Republican, and up to the point where they got Obama elected, it worked. It worked for them. The BS that they talked about Bush added up to getting a completely irresponsible, childish acting liberal in there who basically has claimed how do you say that? How do you say you declare? He declared war with America. So Obama declared war on America, and people are not wise to that. And if they are, and they really realize what's going on, they're really kind of evil because they're sitting there all like, like gloating about bad things happening because of this guy who's at least the most completely irresponsible person that they made president that ever probably have, maybe next to Bill Clinton. And obviously Bill Clinton's not stupid, so that'd be like saying that he was really stupid and didn't. Bill Clinton didn't intend to do the things that Bill Clinton did while he was president. That would be kind of an asinine statement. So it's kind of an asinine statement to not see the connection with Obama and Bill Clinton, the Clinton playbook, and them intentionally going after America. So it's divide us states of America. And it's all leading up to full circle back to another 9/11, the next 9/11. And we're in September right now, so just keep that in mind every September that comes around, and also some other points in time. Just pay attention to if the terrorists decide to take on a different day to do their maneuvers and try to attack America again like they did on 9/11. And still, people talk and they talk baloney and they don't know what they're talking about, but they're able to say like, oh, this was a huge conspiracy that Bush created. He was just freshly became president. I do not believe that there's enough in a likeness that between Bush and Clinton, or Bush and Obama, say the Republicans and the Democrats, how they maneuver and work, to say that they're the same. They're not the same exact politicians. Some, the Republicans, I believe, are way more responsible. They do a budget and they put a surplus in the spending so that they don't shoot the debt up to infinity, make inflation blow up way out of control the best that they could, because keep in mind that there is a war on America. It's a war on America, and I call Obama I'm calling him the back Trojan horse. The back Trojan horse. Not like your back, but like back. Back, man. Like you get it back. So they sent a Trojan horse in from one side, and now I'm saying that they sent Obama came and he's the back Trojan horse, so he's coming back at us to break in, and he broke into America. These are the last people in the world that we would want to see top secret information. Now, I will say one thing about Hillary's server. Um, is there some stuff, emails between her and her secret lovers? Because obviously she's pretty much, I'd say, promiscuous. Besides what Bill Clinton is doing, he's also the same. Because if she wasn't, if she was a true wife and woman like that, she would have left the dude. when that Monica Lewinsky thing happened. And then just continue the way that these people they live. Just only shows that they got married and took an agreement. Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton made an agreement that when they got married, it was just for politics. That's my opinion, but I really believe that. So Obama is the back Trojan horse president. He's like the Persians, before Muhammad and all them came, you know, like Xerxes. He reminds me of the Xerxes guy, except he came in more, I would say a lot more weaker, because I'm looking at all of the things that backfired in Obama's face. The Boston bombing, Benghazi, um, the IRS scandal. Um, what else you got there? The Obamacare. That's a scandal. This immigration. Let's see what else you got. Obama scandal. The gay marriage. The gay marriage thing was just to top it off, to throw people off, to divide us, to have us all take our eye off of the real deal of what's going on. That another 9/11 is going to probably happen, or something catastrophic will happen, and it's to distract us. When they divide and conquer us like this and make us all feud with each other, and make a Democrat and a Republican Party instead of people just standing up for what's right, because we all have a conscience. They want to distract us, so that they can pave the way for something else to happen, and then when that comes along, then they can say that it was somebody else. So that puts that could kind of put the real craziness, or another part of a way to look at what the Democrats, liberals are doing when they get elected and go to Washington. So now the U.S. Supreme Court continue legal action against citizens. Why is there an illegal Supreme Corrupt Court? And we're looking at the charge. Let's look up the charge. Let's look up the charge. Gerald. It's Cam Davis. What was Cam Davis charged with felony something? What? Oh, hold on. What was Kentucky clerk charged with? Maybe that'll work in the search. And, oh yeah, I'm retarded. With contempt of court. Oh, that's right. So they gave her. So they gave this lady contempt of court. So instead of and it's basically failure to act according to a federal law. I would guess that's what the contempt would be under. But contempt of court is such a bullshit way for any judge to put a person in jail, in custody. So just keep that in mind. And plus, she didn't lose her job. Maybe this is how they're going to finally get her fired, because obviously they had to fill the position when they arrested her. So I just want to I want to follow this story a little bit, and I just want to see if she um, is able to basically, or if she ever comes compliant with it now. Because I wouldn't. I hope she doesn't. I hope she just stays firm, because in my honest opinion, I believe that she has a real lawsuit on her hand because she's religious. She's coming, and these politicians cannot tell us that the church has religious freedom. How does it? What is a church? How does a church think without people inside of it? You know, kind of airhead. That's what kind of airheads are in the government. So they give a couple of these moronic senators and people, liberals, these forums, and I'm telling you right now, it's all going to be overturned. And this county clerk, Kim Davis, I believe she should be awarded funds for this humiliation against her, because obviously there's no way that they were going to be able to, unless they did it the illegal, irresponsible way that we all knew the liberals were going to end up throwing her in jail, having some idiot judge who was probably probably appointed, more or less, not even somebody that should even be in authority. He probably doesn't even have a law degree. They, they put somebody like that in a position to be able to, because nobody who is really thinking on their feet, who would be a lawyer, I don't believe, would be able to do this, would go through with having her actually arrested. And also, it could come down to the police officers that arrested her could be in trouble too. They could wind up losing their job too, because it's against this person's religious freedom. So I don't know how they, unless they're able to basically fool us on that one too, and make the law change so that nobody has any religious freedoms at all. That's what they're doing. To tell you the truth, they're trying to make it so that nobody has religious rights, nobody has religious freedoms, and any religious way of thinking. And that's what it all basically comes down to. And the Supreme Court is super corrupt from being able to come down on other people like this, like that. What they needed to do is they needed to make up and construct, if they're going to run into a brick wall, like this Kentucky county clerk wouldn't issue the license. They needed to have their own way to basically open up their own um, little box or whatever to the public, their own self, without arresting her or firing her or anybody else who believes religiously that this is wrong, and not trample on their rights, because right there just shows that they have no concern with your religious freedom right now. Absolutely none. But they're really concerned with your sexual orientation for some reason right now. Okay, whenever we explained it, that it bamboozled us on this. Whenever basically I can go and find a married couple out here, um, for different reasons, but I can go and find one where um, basically they had it to where people who were married had basically um, little rights, as it was anyways. Whenever it was in a situation like in another hospital over the state line, I bet you I bet you I find a case where that's just highly bullshit, and that basically what it is, like, if I'm a person's guardian, or there's some certain relation, that person needs to be able to access something privately through a doctor. For me, if I'm in a hospital in a position where I'm in a coma or something like that, and they need to get information to people, they needed to really do that with the law and legally, but they're acting like they don't believe in in religion at all. Like, religion's just bullshit to them. Church and God and everything is has no bearing with the state at all, and people have no right really even to think of that, because it's what is that? Um, it's a contrast to have the state and religion. Well, I'm gonna leave with that. That's all I really have, without probably starting to babble. So.